Bitcoin was at 3,500 2 years ago. It's now 10x that. What do people want? Blood? I mean, it's like, it goes sideways for a while. That's all okay. It's gone up 10x. ETH's gone up 20x. That kind of stuff. It's crazy how fast it's gone up. It's like, well, it's not going up today, therefore everything's screwed and this is the worst thing ever. People just have to be patient, understand time horizon.
Hello and welcome to Wealthy Value. In today's video, Real Vision CEOs and cryptocurrency expert Raoul Pal updates about the volatility and crashes in the Bitcoin space, key factors that could trigger the next crypto rally, and why he believes Bitcoin can reach to $1 million in 3 to 5 year period. Make sure to stick around till the end of this video where Raoul Pal explains the reasons behind why he doesn't believe in Bitcoin's 4-year halving cycles anymore. If you like the video, don't forget to give the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notifications. Let's dive right into the video.
The market narrative for the last year has been inflation. Inflation with some elements of growth. That narrative is now changing as people realize growth is about to disappear from the economy. All positions start looking troublesome. So whether you're long commodities or you're long equities or you're long technology, everything gets blown up at the same time because the markets really struggle when you change the regime within the markets itself. I think the regime is shifting eventually to inflation disappearing and growth going down. So a more deflationary environment. So what that means is the financial markets already have tightened instead of the Fed. The rate of change of 2-year interest rates has been the fastest on record, and that tends to lead to a slowdown in the economy as those rate rises kick in. So therefore, the Fed are unlikely to raise rates as far and as fast as people expect. My guess is they probably stop raising rates sometime in the summer, and that'll be it. Crypto likes a slower growth, the Fed looking to on hold or maybe on ease. That's exactly what happened in 2018 at the crypto low. And we've got a very similar setup now. So we should, going forward, see a situation where as the Fed narrative changes and the markets start picking it up, we'll see bonds rally, crypto rally, maybe some of the technology stocks rally. We're seeing the dollar go up a lot very fast. That unstabilizes markets as well. The equity markets can't find a footing. They've probably got another, if we follow 2018, they've probably got another 10% lower to come. That last phase, what I think it is going to be a last phase, tends to bring all assets with it. Gold is getting hit today. Cryptos can't, find traction. I think the macro needs to shift. So we can use bond yields, probably our indicator, or maybe oil, if oil breaks down. Until that changes, crypto's not going to have a chance to really sustain a rally. There's a bunch of people who are trying to get the Bitcoin ETF approval coming through again in May. Maybe one of those gets it. I don't think that's not enough to spark the market because, you can buy Bitcoin if you want and it's just not been going up. So, but that just helps at the margin. Then I think the ETH merge, when that comes late summer, I think that's going to help too, because that creates a different dynamic and creates very interesting yield strategies for institutions. Because if you think about it, one of the reasons crypto's not gone up is the fact that, and the networks are relatively slow, they've not grown in a while. It's because retail investors' income has not gone up as much as prices. So they've lost discretionary income. So therefore people can only dollar cost average less, can get less involved. So what we're seeing is activity within ETH, for example, where people are trading NFTs and that money stays within the ETH economy. And there's been some switching amongst Solana, AVAX, Luna, that kind of stuff. But the space isn't growing because of this issue with wages and inflation. So that dynamic needs to shift somewhat. When crypto rallies, you tend to get these kind of, 300 to 500% rallies in the bull legs. So, that's 150,000 in the next rally, let's say, if it goes up 5x, and then it corrects a bit and then it goes up again. It doesn't take long for the performance to compound. So, whether it's 3 years or 7 years makes no real difference to any of us. The point being is The long-term logarithmic trend of Bitcoin remains in place. And that trend will play out and how it plays out. But over time, we know where it's going. The internet, when it had 5 million users, and crypto, when it has 5 million users, put them on the same chart. So we're at year 6. Crypto has been outperforming the internet. It's growing at twice the speed. So this is the fastest growing adoption of all technology, which I say all the time to people. We know that everybody is building in this space. Everybody is creating asset products for people to invest in. People are working on wallets. People are working on DeFi. People are working on social tokens. People are working on NFTs. People are working on all sorts of projects which will broaden out into a wider audience. The integration into the Web 2 world, another super important thing that's not there yet, but it will come. The use of central bank digital currencies, whether they're private sector currencies or not, I think that becomes pretty big. I think DeFi itself for the financial system is pretty large. Tokenizing culture via NFTs and social tokens is the big consumer unlock. That's the big thing that people are going to get involved in that they don't realize. Much like, people didn't realize where YouTube was going until it went there. This is the scale of what is about to happen when we participate in the cultural economies around us, whether that's sports teams, music, fashion, film, TV, books, all of those big cultural things. We're seeing art go this way. That's the start. ETH still has a higher expected future value than Bitcoin for me at this stage. I haven't changed my portfolio at all. I bought some NFTs. That's the only change I've made to my entire portfolio. I dollar cost average in. I don't have much Bitcoin anymore for no real reason except I think that Ethereum outperforms. I've got a basket of NFTs within it, and I just sit and wait. I don't not believe in the halving cycle. I just think it's less relevant as more players have come into the space. So it doesn't become the predominant driver, but one of the drivers. And as we talked about, macro is a big driver in the space that it never was before, because there are different participants in the market. The different participants, the institutional investors and the hedge fund investors, have also changed somewhat the structure of the markets. So that depends when they don't have availability of capital. So there's the market, as it broadens out in its ownership and participants, changes structure over time. But the key structure has always been the logarithmic network adoption model, which is Metcalfe's law. That is the key structure of markets. Whether there's a cyclicality based on the halving cycle or not, it's kind of largely irrelevant. So Bitcoin is valued more than Ethereum for two factors. There's slightly more wallets in Bitcoin, active wallets, but Ethereum's catching up very fast. And there is the value exchanged in Bitcoin is higher. So for example, we're seeing Terra Luna buying Bitcoin, big size. We see MicroStrategy's big size. These size of transactions mean that the value of the network, if you've got big transactions and a lot of people doing them, makes it more valuable. ETH has a lot more transactions than Bitcoin, but they're smaller in value. So the total value being exchanged on ETH is actually less than Bitcoin, even though the number of participants is I don't know whether it's higher now or not, but either way, it's that value transacted that's the key part of valuing the network itself.
So, what are your thoughts about Raoul's perspective on Bitcoin crashes and halving cycles? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon with the next video. Thank you so much for watching.